Hey Doggies fans, I've got listed the team that I think we should the team and the players that we should start to utilise moving towards the end of the season. Not many changes in the back line. I think we're almost with what we've got. This is based on how many players are signed for next year and also the ones that are a chance of being re-signed. If they're not going to be here, no point really having them. But there are exceptions to that rule in Jeremy Marshall-King because they're not going to get rid of him. He'll play unless he plays really, really bad. And for all the people that blame him for a lot of our losses and stuff, which is a bit silly, he actually has been one of our best. He just isn't creative enough out of dummy half, but we speak about that a lot. So we've got Averillo at fullback finally in his position, gave it a good crack. He'll only get better as he gets more miles in his legs in the fullback spot. It's the most demanding position on the field when played properly, and Jakey, I hope, gets the rest of the season to develop there and hopefully solve one of our issues. The only change I'm making is bringing Paul Alamotti in for Corey Allen, and potentially if Kyle Flanagan isn't able to shape a result or manage a game, or if he is improving, I believe his defence has been solid, he's starting to engage the line more. I don't know what Trent Barrett was thinking, because it seems that only Potter's unlocked that. You put two and two together, that's what it shows. Under Potter, Flanagan's getting hit in the back a little bit more as he's passing, which has given space. But to be fair, last night our forwards just couldn't manage couldn't make any ground and get many fast play the balls away, so the halves are under the pump, and the fact that Burton turned points out of nothing is really special for us. So no talk about Burton going back to centre. That's not going to make us win. God. Like seriously, I think everyone, it seems like a lot of fans just expect centres to be able to run a good line or beat players one-on-one, and in today's game it rarely happens. It rarely happens. It takes a team effort to get people through the gap, and you've got to have the right creative players getting the balls to those centres for them to have much of an impact. Sometimes pure speed works, and you have got some freaks out there who can just turn a game, but we don't. We don't have many of them. But Matt Burton, he's a freak with his kicking game, so he's in our halves. He's part of our spine problem. That we keep him. All we've got to do is fill those other positions. Hopefully Jakey Averillo is that fullback we need. Hopefully he gets to develop into that, because he's a gun little footballer and we all want him to take the next step. He's a Bulldogs junior, and you know, I'd love nothing more than to see Jake Averillo succeed for the Bulldogs. So that's the back line. Bailey Biondi-Odo, I hope he sort of comes in. I predicted he'd be the 7 for the last 5 or 6 weeks of the season, leading into 2023, where I think he'll start as the halfback, and then it'll be up to him pretty much. Having Burton inside him, that gives you good yin and yang in your halves there. Bailey plays a lot of head up. He's a runner as well, but he can play the short game. Probably got to do a little bit of work on his short passing game. He doesn't have the softest hands from what I'm seeing, but he plays with energy, and that's what you want. We want Doggies players that play tough and play with energy, and we've got a few of them there. We just need to unlock them. Reid Marnie's coming into the 9 next year, so JMK's going to stay there. I don't think they're going to bring Cook or Docker Clay or put Bailey into number 9, thinking of the future. I think Jeremy Marshall-King will stay there just based on the fact he's been a good servant to the club. The forwards, it's hard to make many changes there. Thinking of the future and who's not going to be there. Vaughan probably not going to be there. Don't know about Thompson. But I'd still keep those players in. I'd keep Patolo there because he's starting to develop. But I'd like to see some energy on the bench in Jackson Tapine getting to go. Maybe Kurt Moran and Matt Dory in round 18 when he's fit. But they're my thoughts. I don't really think they need to change the back line much and start bringing in Casey and all them players because, you know, I've watched a few of the reserve grade games and they go in and out of games down there. Alamotti's defence needs a bit of work. He hits hard on that, he just gets caught out a little bit sometimes, but bring him into first grade and he'll work it out. They'll work it out together as a team. His runs out of yardage will be a feature. He runs hard. He's young and he's still developing, and I reckon he's signed for next year. Let's get him in there. But I'm pretty happy with that back line. And, you know, our edge is still a problem. I want to see Tavita in the middle of the field. Keep Max King in the game. Keep him in the squad. Jackson's our heart and soul. You can't move him. No point even worrying about it. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Moving into the future with the Dogs. For 2023, it's time to make sure we blood a few more players. If they're not going to really be there next year, you know, I wouldn't think we should keep them in the team. Outside of probably Jeremy Marshall-King and Paul Vaughan, but who knows. Go Dogs.